There exists a concept that promises the secret of profound transformation and liberation. It's a notion veiled in mystery, beckoning us to unlock the hidden potentials within. It's this way of being that's not only freeing, but can be quite controversial as well. Are you up to the challenge of completely transforming the way you react to life? If so, then welcome to the power of neutrality, an elusive way of living that holds the keys to understanding the very essence of our existence.
Once upon a time, there lived a wise old farmer. This farmer was known far and wide for his remarkable ability to navigate through life's challenges with grace and ease. Despite the ever-changing seasons and unpredictable weather, he seemed to remain unperturbed, always at peace with whatever came his way. One day, a group of young villagers approached the farmer, eager to learn the secret of his serenity. "How is it," they asked, "that you seem unaffected by the ups and downs of life? What is your secret?" The farmer smiled knowingly and beckoned the villagers to follow him to the edge of his fields. There, he pointed to a majestic oak tree standing tall and strong amidst the vast expanse of his crops. "Behold," the farmer said, "the wisdom of the oak tree. Once, long ago," he began, "this oak tree was just a tiny acorn, nestled in the palm of Mother Nature's hand. Through the passing of seasons and the trials of weather, it grew into the magnificent tree you see before you. The oak tree," the farmer continued, "does not strive to grow taller or produce more leaves. It simply is. It stands rooted in the earth, swaying gently with the winds of change, yet always grounded in its essence. In the same way," the farmer explained, "we too can learn to embody the spirit of the oak tree. By letting go of our need to control and our attachments to outcomes, we can find peace and strength in the power of neutrality." And so, inspired by the wisdom of the oak tree, the villagers set out on their own journey towards neutrality, guided by the timeless teachings of the wise old farmer.
Imagine a camera set up in the top corner of a room. The camera watches your every movement, and because it's an object, it has no feelings when watching any situation unfold. The camera is simply observing. And that's kind of what happens with us too. We're simply observing a situation as it happens, and then based on our own filtering process that we were taught when we were children, we decide what meaning we want to give it. A rainy day may be perceived as gloomy by some, but refreshing by others, proving the subjective nature of interpretation. In essence, neutrality suggests that events and circumstances are devoid of positive or negative qualities until we give meaning to them. It invites us to step back from our instinctual impulse to categorize events as good or bad. And of all people, Shakespeare knew this. He had an amazing quote, and it goes something like this: "There's nothing good or bad, lest we make it so." What he meant was that every single situation that happens in our life is not good or bad. It's actually neutral. And you can see why that could be kind of controversial. So, it's all about choice. We make the decision on how we want to perceive and how we want to react. And no one did that better than a legendary man who not only embodied all this, but claimed that all successful outcomes are the direct result of action without any effort. But how can this be? Well, the person we should be asking has been dead for over 2,000 years now. And it's not who you're thinking. Picture a tranquil pond where the surface remains undisturbed by the winds of change. Similarly, neutrality allows us to remain serene amidst the turbulence of life. Neutrality is not about indifference. It's about understanding and acceptance. There's no right or wrong, no victory or defeat. There's only the unshakable peace that arises from embracing the whole spectrum of experience. And no one knew that better than Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher and founder of Taoism, whose teachings can be found in the Tao Te Ching. He posits that the Tao, the underlying principle of the universe, operates effortlessly and spontaneously. Just as nature effortlessly grows and changes according to its own rhythms, humans can find harmony and balance by aligning with the Tao through Wu Wei. This involves acting without forcing or resisting, but rather allowing things to unfold naturally. Consider the way a tree grows or a river flows without any effort or struggle, yet they still achieve incredible beauty and balance. Similarly, by following the path of Wu Wei, individuals can find greater peace and fulfillment in their lives. Lao Tzu advocates for non-interference and detachment from outcomes. Rather than trying to control or manipulate situations, individuals are encouraged to let go of their desires or attachments, allowing events to unfold as they will.
Embrace the impartiality of the universe, for in the absence of bias lies the ultimate strength. Flowing like water, neutrality carries the essence of harmony. By not taking sides, one can see the subtleties of all things. In the tranquility of neutrality, true power emerges.
Living in accordance with the Tao means embodying qualities such as humility, simplicity, and receptivity. By embodying the principle of non-action and detachment, individuals can cultivate a state of neutrality that allows for greater wisdom, clarity, and something all of us want: inner freedom. Pema Chodron, a Tibetan Buddhist nun and teacher, offers insights into the practice of neutrality through teachings on mindfulness, compassion, and embracing the full spectrum of the human experience. She was big on radical acceptance and compassion, particularly in the context of neutrality. Radical acceptance involves fully acknowledging and embracing the present moment as it is, without resistance or judgment. It means being willing to meet all experiences, pleasant or unpleasant, joyful or painful, with an open heart and mind. Like Lao Tzu, compassion is integral in practicing neutrality. It means extending kindness and empathy to ourselves and others, regardless of the circumstances. Rather than getting swept up in the fluctuations of pleasure and pain, success and failure, we learn to remain grounded and centered, able to respond to life's ups and downs with wisdom and grace.
Neutrality is not indifference or a lack of caring, but rather a profound equanimity that allows us to hold all experiences with spaciousness and compassion, transforming adversity into wisdom. Here we find the freedom to embrace the ever-changing dance of life without being swept away by its currents. It is the fertile ground where peace and understanding take root.
Equanimity seems to be a theme here, but what exactly does that mean? Equanimity refers to a state of mental calmness and composure, especially in difficult situations. It involves maintaining a balanced perspective and not being overly influenced by emotions or external circumstances. An example of equanimity might be a person facing a challenging situation, such as receiving criticism at work. Instead of reacting impulsively with anger or defensiveness, they remain calm and composed, objectively assessing the situation and responding thoughtfully. Pema Chodron's teachings emphasize the importance of equanimity, radical acceptance, and compassionate presence. Through practices such as mindfulness, loving kindness, and wisdom, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and neutrality that allows for greater resilience, compassion, and freedom in the face of life's challenges. To put it more plainly, you are the sky. Everything else, it's just the weather.
In a serene village, there dwelled a reclusive philosopher named Ava. Ava was revered for her profound insights and unwavering commitment to neutrality in all aspects of life. One day, a wealthy merchant who arrived at Ava's humble cottage is seeking guidance on a decision that weighed heavily on his heart. The merchant sought Ava's advice on whether to expand his business empire or to retreat into a life of simplicity and contemplation. Listening intently, Ava nodded thoughtfully, refraining from imposing her own beliefs or biases onto the merchant. Instead, she encouraged him to explore the motivations behind his desires. The merchant embarked on a journey of introspection, delving deep into the recesses of his own heart to uncover the truth that lay hidden beneath the surface. In the end, it was not Ava's advice that guided the merchant's decision, but her impartiality and commitment to neutrality. By providing a space free from judgment and preconceptions, Ava empowered the merchant to make a choice that was truly his own, rooted in authenticity and self-awareness. And so, the power of neutrality prevailed once again, reminding all who sought her counsel that true wisdom lies not in taking sides or offering solutions, but in holding space for others to discover their own truths and make decisions aligned with their deepest values.
Jiddu Krishnamurti was a renowned spiritual teacher, philosopher, and writer who gained international recognition for his profound insights into the nature of the mind, consciousness, and human suffering. One of Krishnamurti's central beliefs was the idea of psychological freedom, which he saw as essential for true understanding and fulfillment. He argued that freedom can only be found in the present moment through a deep awareness of the mind's conditioning and the ability to observe without judgment or attachment. He emphasized the importance of seeing reality without the distortion of our conditioning, beliefs, and preferences, and suggests that neutrality involves observing the world and our experiences with a clear and uncluttered mind, free from the influence of our past conditioning or future desires, without the filter of our thoughts and emotions. And for him, this was the ultimate way of existing. He once said that the ability to observe without evaluating is the highest form of intelligence. When you can observe something without judgment, you can see it as it is. Damn, that's good. And we do this by breaking free from our programming and societal influences through self-inquiry and introspection as a means to transcend the limitations of our own conditioned thinking.
Neutrality is not passive indifference. It is a dynamic state of being, where the mind is free from the pull of opposites, allowing insight to blossom and wisdom to unfold. Only in the silence of neutrality does the mind discover its true capacity to perceive, to understand, and to transcend the limitations of thought.
And what happens when you apply self-inquiry? Radical honesty and authenticity. And this here is so key in understanding oneself. By being deeply honest with oneself and to others without pretense or self-deception. But there's more to neutrality than just this. First, it's our decision point. Life presents us with a myriad of experiences, each accompanied by its unique set of circumstances, challenges, and opportunities. Amidst this, there exists a pivotal moment, the decision point, the power of choice. Regardless of the circumstance we face or the challenge that confronts us, we always retain the ability to choose how we want to respond. Have you ever found yourself caught up in the whirlwind of emotions, swept away by the currents of life's highs and lows? Well, there's a solution to that. The observer perspective. It invites us to step back from the maelstrom of our emotions and perceptions, assuming the role of impartial spectators instead. Lastly, in this example is the filtering process. Our minds are like intricate sieves, sifting through sensory information that bombards us each day. Consider for a moment the countless experiences that have shaped your worldview, from the earliest days of childhood to the present moment. Each interaction, each encounter, each moment of joy or sorrow has left its mark on the fabric of your being, influencing the way you perceive and the way you interpret the world around you. Thanks so much for tuning in today as we come to the end of our journey into the realm of neutrality. It's essential to reflect on the profound wisdom and transformative potential that this concept holds for our lives. At its core, neutrality invites us to see the world with fresh eyes, to strip away the layers of judgment, bias, and conditioning that cloud our vision and obscure the truth. Let's remember the 5 following takeaways. Number 1, shift your perspective. Life's events often come with a weight of interpretation, but what if we stripped away the labels? Neutrality challenges us to see beyond the surface and embrace the raw reality. Number 2, cultivate inner peace. From a spiritual lens, neutrality is about finding equilibrium amidst life's chaos. It's about detaching from desires and attachments to achieve a profound sense of tranquility. It requires us to let go of our personal biases and open our hearts to the suffering of others, all while maintaining a sense of calmness and composure. Number 3, practical application. How do we bring neutrality into our daily lives? Through mindfulness, meditation, and a deep introspection that allows us to confront our inner demons without flinching. Radical acceptance and compassion become our guiding lights, helping us navigate the storms of life with grace and resilience. Number 4, wisdom from the masters. Drawing wisdom from spiritual luminaries such as Lao Tzu, Pema Chodron, and Jiddu Krishnamurti, we learn the principles of Wu Wei, radical acceptance, and observing without judgment. And finally, practice observation. Neutrality empowers us to reclaim agency over our lives by recognizing the power of choice in every moment. Through the practice of observation, we cultivate mindfulness and self-awareness, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with clarity, resilience, and authenticity. We are the architects of our own reality. Our thoughts and beliefs and actions have the power to shape our destiny. We can't forget to embrace the inherent neutrality of existence with open hearts and open minds, knowing that within its boundless depths lies the keys to our own liberation and awakening. If you found any value in today's video, then please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support is very much appreciated, and together I truly feel that we can raise the vibration of our planet. Also, feel free to leave suggestions in the comments on topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes. Once again, I'm Sean Hakim. Thank you so much for visiting, and remember, I have not told you anything that you already don't know.